Hi everybody, this is Melanie Williams with MelMel Stamps. It's time for August Stamp Club. We had a great club this month. The add-on kit was using the Charming Duck Pond stamp set. So if you ordered the add-on kit for club, which was only $25, you received the Charming Duck Pond stamp set. And then you got 4 kits that are pre-cut and ready to stamp and be assembled. And you also received 6 Dragonfly embellishments. So this is a really fun kit, and the cards are easy but really cute. I'm going to get started. The first one we're going to do, card number 1, you'll just open that up and take it out. Everything you need is right here in the kit. You also were emailed instructions. I'm just going to go by my memory of when I created the cards, which is about the same as the instructions. So what you have in your kit is this fun Lily Pond Lane paper that's already been cut. So you have all of these pieces. So let's get started. I am just going to take my Petal pink paper, and I'm going to do this 1-inch strip of Lily Pond Lane paper. Just going to glue that down with my seal. I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch from the edge on this Petal pink piece of cardstock. There we go. And then you've got these 2 circles, and they are cut out. They're just some fun little koi fish, and we're going to put 2 of those down. And we've also got this cut out from the dies, the Charming Duck Pond dies. Comes with a lot of dies that coordinate, and there's also a really fun one we're going to use later on another card. And with these, I'm going to make them just hang over a little bit. Let's stamp our greeting and then put our card together. So I'm just going to stamp Hello Friend on the little white circle. This is just a 1 3/4 inch circle that I pre-punched in the kit for you. We're going to let that dry for a minute. We used pretty Peacock ink. Then I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to glue these 2 circles with the koi fish on them down too. So we kind of want them to be like they're a little bit talking to each other. So we'll have, let's see, we'll have it go this way. So this one's talking, hello friend. We're going to put this one kind of overlap that paper a little bit, like this. Make sure that's down good. This one we're going to overlap the other circle and overlap on this side, but that's okay because we're going to put it on a card base. We've got this piece too, and I'm just going to flatten that too, put that on with the hello friend, and I'm just going to overlap everything. I don't want to cover up my fish, so I'll put this a little bit lower like that. So we've almost got our card front ready. We've got this die we've cut out. It's cattails, and it's cut out of the Granny Apple Green cardstock. And I'm going to put that on with some adhesive, the multi-liquid glue. And what I'm going to do is just dot this like this, very lightly. I don't want it to flow over the outside of the die when I put it down, but this is going to hold it down really good to the card. And I can put that down, and I want to put it down so it doesn't totally cover up the hello friend, so I can kind of make those cattails go where I want them to. It kind of overlaps the circle though. Then we've got the card base, and we just want to hold that out. Can crease it with a bone folder. Apparently I didn't bring my bone folder over, which I should have because I use that all the time, but that's okay. We don't need it for this. And then I'm going to put this on the card base with Stampin' Dimensionals. So it's just going to give it a little bit of pop. So we'll go that one, this one. Just going to do a few on here. Take off the backings. I love the Stampin' Dimensionals. I use them all the time. It's one of my favorite go-to adhesives. I'll put that on the card. Just kind of center that petal pink piece on the card base. And there you have the first card. Now don't forget your envelope. You always want to stamp something fun on the envelope. So for this one, I decided to stamp the actual stamp that has the cattail leaves on it. And I'm going to stamp it in Granny Apple Green. So I'm just going to open that up. I'm going to put it in the bottom corner of the envelope on the back. Kind of give it a fun little look that matches the card. I always like envelopes that match the cards. Then there's this fun little the cattails. We are going to stamp them. See how they're all lined up here to go with the with this one. We're going to stamp them in the Pretty Peacock and just kind of line it up according to how it's going to be on the bushes or the leaves. That's how it goes. It doesn't have to be perfect, but there you have your envelope that goes with the first card, and that's card number 1. Now I have my what I'm going to clean my stamps with. This is our Simply Chamois, and I just keep it in one of our stamp set cases, and that's what I'm going to clean my stamps of when necessary. So you'll want something to clean your stamps because some of them we use in the same different colors ink, the same ink pad. The one thing we didn't put on here is the little embellishment. We want to take your pick tool and get one of these embellishments off the let's pull that lid off the thing. Just slide it. So we're just going to slide this and lift that up. It's got adhesive on it, and just put it on here in a way that just kind of accents that card. There we go. There, can't forget that. That's a big part of the card. So now we're going to go to card number 2. Card number 2, we're going to use the same inks, the Granny Apple Green, the Pretty Peacock, but we're going to add Peach Pie, Memento, Black. And that's what we're going to use for this card. And we're going to use one of the ducks. Looks like a mallard. I don't know, one of the ducks there. Each of the duck stamps has the outline and then the inside of the duck, where you can fill in the feathers with a color. So that's what we're going to use, those 2. And then we're going to use the You Make Me Happy for the greeting. And then we're going to use this cute little baby duck. Where's the baby duck? Here he is. There's his outline, and he's got the little feather fill in too. So we're going to use that. So we're going to stamp both the ducks, and we're also going to stamp that cattail bush. Okay, let's open up the kit. So fun. Everything's all cut for you, all ready to go. That's what's great about Stamp Club. Everything's ready to go, and you can make beautiful cards, and I send you all the instructions. You can do your own thing and do something else with the kit, but if you don't want to do that, you've got your instructions. So here's the card base folded in half. It's basic gray. I'm just going to take this white piece and use it for the center of the card. Like that. That way we can write our greeting in there. I'll put that in. So that's good. And we're going to take this white piece right here. It's the smaller of the 2. You have 2 white pieces in the kit. This is the smaller one. We're going to stamp on this one. We're going to measure about 1 3/4 up from the bottom of the piece. And that's about the same width as this piece of Lost Lagoon that you have that's kind of embellished with waves and stuff. It's been embossed with a embossing folder, which I can't remember the name, but all of the supplies I used are on your instruction sheet, so you can look at that to look at it. But we're going to take this and hold it down and just draw a light pencil line across. That's going to show us where we want to stamp. And there's a reason for that, because this actually is the water, and we don't want the duck's feet to show. We want it to look like the ducks are swimming. Okay, first of all, let's stamp our our little cattail. We're going to do one on each side. Whoops, you're going to do it above that. Just waiting for me to do some major mistake. Hopefully that won't happen. I can't promise anything. So we've got that one stamped, and then we're going to bring in the cattails again, which we stamped on the first card, and we're going to stamp that on each of them. And that's with the pretty peacock. There we go. Perfect. I love that color. These colors really complement each other. And now we're going to stamp the ducks. So we're going to do the outline with the Memento black ink. And that, you always want to be careful with this. You don't know how inky it is or whatever. I always test it on the mat first. So I'm going to test it out. And that looks about good. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to stamp it so his feet are underneath that line that I drew. So it looks like he's swimming in the water. See, so when we get this, it's not going to show his feet. He's just kind of bobbing on top of the water. And the inside of the duck, I'm going to do in the Granny Apple Green too. So this is that fun where you can fill it in so the leaves are a different color. And I've got that right here, and I'm going to do it in Granny Apple Green. The thing you want to do, I'm going to test it there, that's good. You want to line it up so you can see his beak stuff. Since these are the clear stamps, it's a photopolymer, you can tell where you're stamping. See, mine's not perfect, but it's pretty. There we go, like that. So that makes his feathers a different color than the black. And we're just going to leave that like that. Then we're going to stamp the baby duck. He is so cute, this little baby. And I'm just going to tap it and make sure I have it right. And make sure his feet are in the water too. I'm pedaling around. Whoops, that is not good. There we go, got it. Okay, it's a little too dark, but that's all right. When it dries, it lightens up a little bit and it'll still be okay. When we get this on, he's gonna look so cute still. You just gotta be careful with that Memento black ink. If you press too hard, it's gonna kind of smear just a little. But there we've got them both swimming. The next thing we're gonna do is stamp the inside of the baby duck. And his insides we're going to do just with the peach pie. And this one you want to line up the head and the tail to get that on. And it's just going to give a little bit of color. It's not all colored, just a little bit. Just gives him a little bit of color. Then there's these fun stamps in the stamp set, and it's the beaks and the feet for the ducks. Now you could take a marker and do those if you wanted. I'm going to do the beak and the feet for them each, and so you can color them. I want to put it so that it lines up with the beak, which is kind of hard to see when I'm sitting down like this. There, so we have beak and feet. And then the same thing with the bigger duck. He's got beak and feet. So I'm going to try to get that a little better here. Like I said, if it's easier for you, you can just color it with the marker. But there we go. So we got the baby duck, the daddy or mommy duck, and they're swimming around in there. Not cute? So now we can erase this light pencil line because we don't need it as a guide anymore. And we're just going to erase that across. Try not to smear the ink. Make sure all the ink is done. The top of the water piece is going to go there too, so it doesn't have to be erased perfectly because that water piece is going to go right up to it. So then we're going to put some seal, Stampin' Seal, or Seal Plus, whichever you prefer to use, on, and put the water piece on the front. There we go. And then we have these two just bobbing ducks swimming in the water. Isn't that cute? The next thing we need is to stamp the greeting. And I have a strip cut out. It's a 1/2 inch by, it's the same length as this piece. So it's going to go right across it. we're going to stamp "You Make Me Happy" in the Memento ink. There, that's good. We won't want to get it too dark. Get it close. There we go. "You Make Me Happy." Let that dry for a minute. We can actually put this piece onto our card front. We're going to center it onto the basic gray. I'm going to 2 lines there. Make sure we're putting it on the front. We've already got that center in. And put that on just like that. So we've got our 2 ducks. We've got them swimming. Now we're almost done. We're just going to take the piece that's pre-cut of the linen thread, and we're going to wrap it around and tie a bow. Now I have a trick to do with this. I'm going to actually hook this to the card with Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to attach it on and then tie the bow, because then that holds that skinny piece down while I tie the bow. So I'm going to put 3 on there, and then take this, put it across. It's going to go down about 1/4 of an inch, maybe less. Go all the way across the card. There we go. And then we can put this underneath and tie that bow. And that's held down with the dimensionals. That makes it easier. So just tie just a regular bow. Scoot it over to where you want it to be. I just want it to be close to the words but not covering them up. So right there's about good. What a cute card. Just going to take some scissors and cut these ends off. Now the only thing we need to add to this beautiful card is that dragonfly. So here's our dragonflies. I sure have a mess of dimensional things there. Put that over, and here's your dragonfly. So take him off and put him on there wherever it looks cute. These were the perfect embellishment for these cards. I'm really happy with them. And then we have our card there. And don't forget the envelope. I chose to do the little baby duck on the envelope. You could choose whatever you wanted. So I'm just going to stamp him down here in the corner. There we go. Oh, let's do his little feathers too, a little bit. If I can find that one, there it is. Let's do his feathers. Give him a little bit of color. There we go. And that's card number 2. So we're halfway through. We've done 2 cards. The third card is really fun. I'm going to show you what it looks like so that you can kind of have it pictured in your mind while we're putting it together. You see that and the different layers? Show you how to do this. So fun. This is a frog one. The frog comes already sitting on the lily pad like this. He's so cute. Of course, I love frogs. So I'm just going to take all of the pieces out. We have our envelope, and this is a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card. You can still get 2 from the card base, but you are just cutting them shorter. So see, I think it's 8 1/2 and then 4 1/4. And so when you fold it in half and crease it, it's a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Then you also have 2 pieces of white, and one is a little bigger than the other one. So you're going to take the larger one, and that's going to be the inside of the card, like this. So just put that inside the card with your Stampin' Seal, Seal Plus, whatever adhesive you like to do. And there you have that. The next thing you're going to do is punch this piece out a little. And you want to make sure that this piece stays in. There's a little lily pad that may fall out. You might have to glue it back on, so be careful not to throw that away. But this is just one of the die cuts that comes in that charming duck pond dies. This is being a little stubborn there. So you're going to take the center out, And there you have this fun piece that we're going to use for the top layer. So I'm going to set that there. You have a piece of this fun paper. That's the Lily Pond Lane. And I glue that on the little white piece on the bottom. That goes all the way to the edge. So you've got that piece right there. Okay. Then you're going to glue this piece on the top to give it that layered look. Yeah, I had to sneak a peek there to see if I'm still centered. So how we're going to do that is we're going to put a really little line of the Tombow glue around the edge of the white piece. Just little. You don't want it to overlap so that it shows under here. So just go a small line across. That's why we're not using our seal either, because that would show. So it's just a little line. This glue is the best. I love it. There. So it goes all the way around. And then we're just going to set this on top. So we're going to center it so that we can see the lake with the lily pads and stuff there. But then we have the card front right there. So we can put that front onto our card. So we have the Balmy blue base, garden green here, and then that designer series paper in there. And I'm going to put this together, stick this on with the seal, Stampin' Seal, and just center that. Oh, I got to make sure it's right. Yep, I've done that wrong before, where it comes up on the wrong side. Whoops. There we go. So you have the Balmy blue all the way around the edge. What a fun little card. Then you've got this little piece right here. And we have a greeting that we want to stamp. So we're going to stamp Happy Birthday on this one. And I'm also going to stamp it in the black. I want to stamp it to the top here where it fits, because we have to leave room for the frog. So let me try that. I don't want to do it when the birthday is so inky. We don't want it that inky. You just always have to be careful with this, with the black ink. There we go. That's perfect. Okay. Then we have Happy Birthday, and we're also going to stamp the frog. And don't forget this little piece. Don't lose that. That's in your kit too. We're going to use that in a minute. You want to stamp the frog on this green circle that is pre-punched for you. And he's already sitting on the lily pad. You're just going to center him on the green. Stamp. Now he looks pretty good. If he was not good, I could turn him over and stamp on the other side. But you know, he looks pretty good. I like how he looks. He's a fun little guy. So he's just sitting there, hanging out on his lily pad, and we're going to color him and the lily pad. We've got him on the green. It's really light green. Can't even remember. Look, we have, it is soft sea foam. And I put to use the Stampin' Blends for this, but silly me, I couldn't find my Stampin' Blends, so I'm just going to use the regular marker, which will work too. So you can use either. And I'm going to just color in his tummy and the lily pad, just to make it a little darker shade than the actual green cardstock. And then I'm going to get the Granny Apple Green again. And there's another frog stamp that is his inside that we're going to color that with. So it's going to be a little darker than the rest of him. Now this is when my eyes have to focus. Try to get that straight. And there, yay. There's that cute little frog. And then he can go, when he's dry, we can just put him in there in the center of the card. We are almost done. We want to give that a chance to dry a little bit. I don't want it to smear. So what I'm going to stamp on the envelope while that dries is this fun little lily pad. You find it. There we go. This stamp set has a lot of stamps in it. It's very fun. It's got a lot of them. Here's this little lily pad. I'm going to stamp it in just the bottom corner of the envelope. So that is so cute. And now this is dry. We can add the frog to the card. I'm just going to put him on with a couple of dimensionals so that he'll pop up a little bit. And tuck him under some of those cattails. Just kind of overlap a little bit. Let me just lift that up. There we go. Just kind of overlap. And then I'm going to use a mini glue dot to attach this lily to the frog piece. Just one little mini glue dot. Put it down here. It's a cute little lily. Now, if this piece came out when you were punching this out, just go ahead and stick that in with either the tumble glue or one of the mini glue dots. Mine just didn't do that this time. It did on other ones I've made though. Then we're just going to add our little dragonfly. I'm going to kind of put him so he overlaps there. Give it a little more personality. And there we have card number 3. I love it. Envelope and card number 3. Now, it is ready for our last card. It's so fun. Let me get a drink of water so I can talk. Okay, the last card is something a little bit different. It's still got some of the same colors, but we've added the other side of the DSP. It's double-sided, so we have the pictures of the ducks and all that, and the fish and stuff on that side. But on the other side, we have these fun patterns. So we've got 3 of those, a tag, a little duck, and then card base, and then these 2 pieces. This one has already been embossed with embossing folder. It's the Fun Patterns. It comes with 2 smaller folders that will even work in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So we've used that on there. So these pieces are all ready for you. The first thing we're going to do is take this pretty peacock piece, and we're going to put these strips on the card. This is a cute layout that you can use like with any paper, any designer series paper, any pattern paper. You just want to line this up. We're going about 1 inch from the top, and we're leaving a little extra at the bottom. And we're just going to put that on with our seal. You can use mini glue dots, whatever your favorite adhesive is in. There we go. That down. And we've got these cute flowers, and this is peach pie and pretty in pink. They look so vibrant and pretty together. And then we've got some more of the plaid. And it's just leaving that little bit hint of blue poking through each, in between each one. It's a little higher up than the rest. Now, got that. We're going to take this piece. This is the pretty and pink piece. And I'm going to put some seal on there. And I'm going to put this on a slant on the card. It's kind of whimsical. So it's on the base there. So when I put this on the base, we can offset it. Excuse me. Offset it like that. The ribbon we're going to use for this came in the original kit for August Club. And so you're just going to, you got a whole roll of this ribbon, the peach pie ribbon. You're just going to cut about 12 to 13 inches of this and use it for this card too. We're going to tie it around and do a square knot. So we're going to right over left and left over right. Tie it like that. And we can make it go over on this side. We want it to go on the side. I'm going to cut those ends trim them at a slant. Make it pretty. And you've got this piece that's your card front that you can put straight on the card. And then that just gives that pop of pink behind and gives it some whimsical. Makes it kind of whimsical. Put that card. This card's really colorful. Make sure you line up your ribbon where you want before you put this on, because after you glue it down, you're not going to be able to move that ribbon. So there we go. Put that down. Now it's going to be a pretty card, but we have to add some cuteness to it. So we have our tag and we have our duck. The tag is just going to say, have a lovely day. It's one of the greetings in this stamp set. I'm just going to take this, stamp it on the top of the tag, pretty much centered. And that is in the Pretty Peacock. Then I'm going to take this duck. This can be tricky. This is where I want to bring in a darker shade of paper, because it will help me line this duck up to stamp him. So I'm just using some basic black and getting the stamp, and it's going to help me line it up because I'll be able to see it better, hopefully. It's harder to line up when I'm doing the video. I'll do my best. Yeah, that'll be okay. Now, if you don't get him lined up good, it's not the end of the world. If you have a scrap of white, you can just stamp him and trim him, like fussy cut him out. But this is fine too. And if it leaves more white, you can always trim it around. So it's not the end of the world either. But there we have that duck. And then I'm going to call her a her because she's going to have pink on her. But I'm going to do the inside with this Pretty Peacock. I'm going to stay with the black paper to get it lined up. There we go. So it gives that peacock some color. Now, if you wanted it to be lighter, you could have stamped it off on the paper. Actually, in the instructions, that's what I tell you to do. But hey, I don't have my instructions here, so we're going to do it that way. And we're going to take the pink, Pretty in Pink Light Stampin' Blend. It's a light one. And just color her breast in and the feathers for a little bit of color. You want to make sure that black ink and the other ink is dry. And then you have that. And we're also going to take the beak. Here's the beak. Like I said, it's kind of easier for some people just to color that in with their markers, but it probably would be easier for me when I'm doing the video, because I can't really stand up and line it up. But he's not perfect, but look at that. She's okay. And she's going to go on this. Then we have our tag, a lovely day. So let's adhere the tag just with the regular Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to put this duck on with a couple of dimensionals, just kind of overlapping on the front like that. And when it's stamped off, here's the one that actually has the stamped off, the right version. So it's a little prettier and not as dark. You can see the difference. I prefer this. So I do have that in the instructions for you to stamp it off on the mat and then stamp it on there so it's a lighter ink. So we're going to just finish up with our envelope, and I'm going to stamp the duck in the corner. And I do want to do the feathers. I'm going to stamp it off this time to kind of show you if I can find where I put the stamp. Which, hey, that can happen where I just lose the stamp. Oh, clear over there. Oh my goodness, I put it clear over there. I'm like, how could it go so far? It can't be too far from here. I'm going to stamp it off and then do it, and then it's a little lighter ink. So there we go. We have envelopes and we have cards. 4 cards, 4 envelopes. I'm not going to put a dragonfly on this one. You can if you want. But let's lay out all these cards so that you can see them now. Let's get them with the envelope. So here's this one with the envelope. There's that one. Here's this one, the little frog. Here's You Make Me Happy. And Hello Friend. Hopefully you can see all those. Let's scoot over just a little bit. There. Trying to see if you can see them. Anyway, there's our cards. So those are the cards for the August 2024 add-on Stamp Club kit. If you want to join Stamp Club, we do it every month. You can, I will send you the kits, you get them in the mail, and then I'll have a video to show you how to do them, like this one. And the kit, the original kit, is $34, and you get $20 worth of product, and you get to make 8 cards, which is 2 cards of each design. And so that's a really good value. If you want to join, you can join my email list, and the information's in the comments at the bottom. So you can sign up for my email list, and you'll get an invitation for Stamp Club next month. And tell a friend how fun it is, and I'll send you the cards. So if you want more information, do that. Thanks for joining. I hope you had fun stamping. Bye-bye.